The man just saw a group of strangers approaching from behind and instantly realized the crisis of death, so he quickly with the fastest speed ran back to their own camp because this was the 10th year after the apocalypse, and the number of humans on the entire earth was already very few. If a large group of people suddenly appeared, it meant that these people definitely had bad intentions. After the father saw the situation outside, he knew deep down that this time would definitely bring more bad luck than good, so he quickly packed his luggage. But at this moment, Nick stood there stunned. His infected wife was still lying in bed at this moment. She didn't know what to do now, and indeed, those people were getting closer and closer to them. Close, the father directly kicked open the back door and fled outside with his family. But constantly running wasn't a permanent solution, especially for the children's safety. The father quickly pulled open the toilet lid. Although the inside was extremely disgusting, he still forced the children inside. Immediately afterwards, he rushed towards this group of thugs alone, but with his own strength, he was no match for them at all, and soon he was killed by the thugs with a neck slit. The children who witnessed their father's death instantly trembled with fear, but in order to survive, they could only suppress their grief and dare not make a sound, hoping that this group of people could leave sooner. Then these people began to again scavenge the supplies on their father's body. After seeing the thugs take away their very precious medicines, the couple instantly became despondent because in the apocalypse, the vast majority of humans have been infected and survivors can only rely on these medicines to survive. He didn't know what his wife would do if she lost her medicine, but just as the vigilant leader passed by the toilet, he suddenly sensed something was wrong. Fortunately, just as the leader was about to open the toilet lid, Nicole, taking the opportunity, pulled the wooden board, and only then was she fortunately not discovered by the other party, but unexpectedly, the next second, a nose from one of them reached out. Fortunately, the leader smelled the odor here, which was extremely foul, and only then did he leave with peace of mind. The couple then fortunately saved their lives. Seeing that the supplies at home had already been looted clean, Nicole didn't know how to survive in this apocalypse. Because his wife had no medicine to support her, her body was in extreme pain and she had no strength at all. Seeing this, for a moment, he slowly picked up the pillow, intending to completely relieve his wife, but in the end, he couldn't bring himself to do it, in order to help his wife find back. Nicole left the last sip of water for his wife, then used branches to cover the camp and embarked alone on a journey to find that group of people. It is winter now, and he quickly began to shiver from the -20 degrees Celsius temperature, feeling frozen to the bone, but he hadn't walked for long before he was frozen stiff. He had to curl up on the ground, but in his daze he made a major discovery. He found a boy playing alone by the riverbank. Leaving, not wanting to give up this chance to live, he secretly followed the boy from behind. When the boy noticed something was wrong, he quickly ran home and then firmly closed the doors and windows, but now, it was already very quickly. Nick broke into the boy's home, forcibly pulled off the old man's clothes and put them on himself, then immediately like this, he followed the footprints of those strangers again and embarked on the journey once more. But he hadn't walked long before he was suddenly by the ground. By a scene on the ground, he was shocked. He discovered that the group of people had burned his own father to death. Looking at the scattered stock prices everywhere, he endured the grief. I buried my father with my own hands, but now is not the time for grief. The most important thing is to quickly catch up with those people. He snatched the medicine back, otherwise his wife would die. In order to search for the traces of those people, Nick slowly climbed up a big tree. As expected, just as he climbed up the big tree, he immediately saw a wisp of smoke rising from those people before he could even be happy. Suddenly, a cunning slip and he fell from the tree.